everyone, I'm Lisa. If you've been here before, you can see that my background has changed. I just recently moved house, it's very exciting. And also, if you've been here before, then you know I do not normally look like this, but I've just started this thing called the 5 a.m. club. Not something I would normally be attracted to, but it was recommended to me by somebody that I trust. And basically you have to get up absurdly early and start your day with exercise and all sorts of things I wouldn't normally do. But I can tell you that today I have already done rowing and swimming. I've had breakfast, I've listened to a podcast, and now I'm filming this and it's still really early in the morning. So you can legitimately hate getting up at that time, but the increase in productivity is phenomenal. If you'd like to give it a try, the 5 a.m. club, there's lots of stuff about it online. Okay, coffee though, coffee's still necessary. Now, around about this time of year, people start to get very discontented with their accountants. The reason being that over the summer, URSSAF or sometimes MSA, depending on your activity, will have taken possibly a large sum of money from your bank account without really any warning or explanation. And your legitimate reaction to that is, and you may be very upset that nobody warned you about this, nobody explained to you that this was going to happen. And if this has happened to you, then just wait until October, because then you'll find that they are asking you for even more money that you didn't know you were going to have to pay out. And if you still don't understand why that's happened, then you might want to watch this video, which will explain it to you, but not yet. Watch it afterwards, okay? Because today we're talking about best practice for separating from your accountant. You're not married to them, and if you're not happy with them, then yes, you can leave them. It may be because you feel that you're not getting enough service, you're not getting enough attention, maybe they're more interested in their bigger clients, maybe you think their fees are too high, maybe they're too difficult to get hold of, they don't answer your calls or your emails. That, you know, if you're not happy, there's a whole world of other accountants out there. You don't have to stay with them. But there is a right way and a wrong way of separating from your accountants. That's what we're going to talk about. The first thing that you need to refer to is your lettre de mission. And this is effectively the contract that you signed with your accountant when you first hooked up together. So if you do not have a lettre de mission, then you have a whole other problem, because basically what it means is that your accountant is in no way responsible for your accounts, even if there are mistakes in there, and it leaves you completely on your own. But that's incredibly rare. I'm pretty sure that most, if not all of you, will have a lettre de mission. And this is when you need to look for the terms and conditions of your engagement together. And what you'll probably find is that there is a minimum period that you and your accountant must stay together. And that's usually 1 year. And if you don't hand in your notice to your accountant, that will just be tacitly carried on until the next year. But usually a year is the minimum period. Now, imagining that you've gone through that period, again, refer back to the terms and conditions, and what you'll probably find is that there is a 3-month notice period, and you must let your accountant know by registered letter that you wish to call an end to your relationship. Okay, the best time to do this is 3 months or at least 3 months before the end of your business year. And for most of you, that's going to be coming up, because if your business year finishes at the end of December, then if you send your letter in September, then that gives you plenty of time. If your business year finishes in March or June or September, then you need to think about sending that letter at a different time of the year, obviously. But if your business year finishes 31st of December, you can start thinking about doing this now. Can you leave your accountant at any other time of the year? Yes, you can, but again, refer back to your lettre de mission, because you may be liable for severance pay, and usually that will be 25% of the fees that you normally pay to your accountant during the year. So you'll be liable for that on top of what you already owe them for doing your accounts up to date. When you leave your accountant, you should be sure to have already settled any outstanding fees that you do have. If you don't, then you will find them uncooperative with passing on your files to your new accountant. If you genuinely feel that you have been asked to pay a sum of money that you don't owe, that there's no explanation for. This happened to a client of mine once. Her accountants just suddenly decided with no explanation or justification to double her fees when she said she wanted to leave. And she quite rightly said, I will pay you what I believe I owe you, but you need to give me some justification for this doubling of fees before I'm prepared to pay it. But generally speaking, if you just have your normal fees to pay, make sure you have paid them. Otherwise, they will block your files and they won't pass them on to your new accountant. It is very much easier to change accountant if you have already signed a contract with your new accountant first. Your new accountant will contact them and say, I'm taking over XYZ files, can you pass them all to me? And then they will have that communication between them and you don't need to be involved. If you don't have your new accountant yet, then you are the one who's going to have to recover all your files and you don't know if you've got everything there that you need. So get your new accountant in place and then the changeover is much easier. If your old accountant does not respond to you at all, this unfortunately does happen sometimes. You let them know you want to leave them and you just don't hear back from them. The end of the year is approaching, you need your accounts doing, and nobody will pick up the phone or reply to your messages. Okay, you've got a problem. And the thing here is the importance of keeping copies of everything. If you're not organized, then if you just have your receipts, your invoices, and you throw everything at your accountant and you don't keep anything in order yourself, then at this point you are very lost. If you keep copies of everything, if you are organized, if you have your own files, if you have your own spreadsheets, then if the very worst comes to the worst, you can pass all of this to your new accountant and they can do your accounts for that year again from scratch. So effectively, yes, you would be paying for the same thing a second time, but at least your accounts are done. Unfortunately, it can happen, it does happen sometimes. Keep your own copies of everything, keep them organized, and if you need them, then you know you have them there. Don't know where to turn for a new accountant? Well, I can recommend some accountants for you. These are the ones that I work with. I work with Doug's. I will tell you now, they cannot help everybody. So all of you BNC people, that's to say consultants, therapists, marketers, web designers, online teachers, all of that kind of thing, you can just walk through the door, no problem at all. Artisans, yep, you should be okay as well. The difficulty comes with these people, with commerçants and with people who take texte de séjour. So that's hospitality, really. Also people who take cash, they can't work with you, unfortunately. But most other people, they can. And I've said it before, but I will repeat it. Very proactive, very communicative, and very, very reasonable prices. If you use the link at the bottom of the screen and in the description, it will also qualify you for 2 months free. So don't hesitate to take advantage of it, and I'll see you again soon.